Hey there!
Hoy hoy!
Welcome to Aren't We Special. I'm Lee Serviss.
And I'm Aaron Hill.
Every week on Aren't We Special, we take turns choosing a stand-up special. We watch it, and then we talk about it.
Yeah, but it's not a review. We're not
Nope.
critics. We're comics. Talking about stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy, my favorite art form.
Not mine, but we're still here.
Close second.
Close second.
All right. Enjoy the show.
I enjoy interpretive dance.
You're a stand-up comedy veteran, I would say.
Sure.
You've got over 10 years.
Yeah.
You're doing it. I'm the new guy.
Yeah.
I'm like a year and a half in.
Yes, sir.
So maybe I feel like you are on stable ground to review, whereas I'm a little more.
Well, what's fun is that when you brought up this idea and I was watching the special that we reviewed, in my head I'm like, I'm gonna sound like an asshole, and not only that, but I'm gonna hurt my chances of ever working with any of these people that we reviewed. Right? Hey, remember when I fucking trashed your special?
Do you know what? This is gonna be good though, because mine's like all. I'm such a fanboy of. We won't say it yet.
Yeah.
Of this person that I have like nothing bad to say.
Oh God.
so this is gonna be great.
It's gonna be a good contrast.
It's gonna be good. So what else can we do to introduce ourselves? So we're both musicians.
Yeah.
We met through stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
I opened for you at Yuck Yucks.
I don't know if opening. Sorry, we were both on a new talent showcase.
Well, you were the headliner.
I was featuring. Sure.
You were featuring. So I'm not going to pump your tires too much.
Okay, appreciate that.
But I remember watching you and thinking that you were the first Ottawa guy, local guy, since I've started.
Yeah.
But again, it's only been a year and a half. Where I was like, I would actually pay to see this guy.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
No, you were really good. You're so comfortable. And it's like that thing where I grew up playing, we're both musicians as well. It reminded me of when I was a young musician playing in bands, growing up in Sudbury, and we were kind of doing, part of the local punk scene or whatever. But we sort of became friends with these guys who were in a band, and they were a bit older than us, and they were so good. They were so tight. They had such good songs, and we kind of became friends. We shared a practice space for a while, and it was just this thing where it was like seeing someone, even though, you don't have to be rich and famous to be good at something. You can be great at something and not have the appropriate response or whatever.
And if you're in Canada, you're not rich and famous.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. I asked ChatGPT that the other day. Like, what's the, let's say that you were able to earn a living as a stand-up comedian. What would the...
Oh, God.
And I think it said something around $16,000 a year. So...
That's sweet. That sounds fucking amazing.
Well, compared to, but anyways, back to that point, and just having someone local who has achieved that level and it can elevate your own,
Yeah, fair enough. Well, let me reciprocate a little. I remember that night too, and I remember thinking, who the hell is this guy? I'd never seen him before. His jokes are great. He's comfortable. Whatever, and then next thing you know, we're writing songs or covering songs and doing projects together. So it's been great. But yeah, I think your background as a musician really comes through because
for sure
your stage presence is just perfect, and you're super comfy up there, and I think that means so much. Like
it's a bit of a cheat code for sure. Yeah,
like any stage presence just translates, right? I was on a show last night and there's this newish guy who told this joke, and it was a really good joke, and I was impressed, but his presence and his delivery
wasn't there.
He was so timid that the audience didn't even get that there was a punchline there, and I'm like, right? What a shame, because that was a great joke that nobody even realized happened. Mm-hmm. So it goes a long way.
And people don't realize all that sort of nuanced stuff too, right?
And that's just, it's nuance. It's so subtle, and that can be that subtle difference that, it means a lot.
There's so much that goes into a good stand-up performance that people don't realize. Like comics do. Yeah. So they don't, so when you go to an open mic and you're in front of other comics, it's rare that they're going to appreciate anything because they're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And they know the game as well
sure.
as you do. And, but when you're in front of a real audience, that's obviously better. But it's like, I don't think a lot of them really appreciate how difficult it is.
That's why it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I'm completely enamored by the art form. Like I said, year and a half ago started. I was doing music before that, performing. So, but just I've never had to think about it as much as I do. Anyways, it's a ton of fun. So, anyways, cut to now. We decided, what the hell? Let's try a podcast.
We're gonna talk some shit.
We're gonna talk some shit. I've never done a podcast before. Have you?
No, same.
Okay, perfect.
Been too embarrassed.
So yeah, I know, right? I'm feeling surprisingly comfortable. I think I'm okay. I'll be all right. How you feeling?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. So what else did I have? Okay, so we talked about ourselves. So I guess at this point, we can just introduce the special that we've chosen. So this week it was my choice. So if you hate this guy and this special, you can blame me. Aaron's gonna hate on it by the sounds of it anyways. We're doing Love You by Adam Sandler.
The Sandman.
The Sandman.
Who I'm a fan of. Let's
Right,
be
for
clear.
sure. I figured you were because we just did that Christmas music open mic thing at Hyde Smokehouse in Kempville.
Yep.
And the girl played the Hanukkah song, and we both knew every word.
Yeah.
So, yeah, for sure a fan. I didn't realize that he only has 2 stand-up specials.
Yeah, I don't think he ever did one. He did some audio albums back in the 90s.
Like songs.
Songs, but they're skits too,
Oh,
right.
know? Like prank calls and stuff like that?
Yeah, there was Willie the Toll Booth guy and
Okay.
yeah, just a couple skits.
Yeah.
It was good, and the songs were good.
Yeah.
But yeah, in terms, and I know he's done stand-up, but no, I don't think he ever released a special until, what was the first one called?
Yeah, 2018.
It was really good. Oh, it was Certified Fresh. I really liked that one. I liked that one a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't think this one was on the same level, but
Right.
it's fun. I just thought that if you're a fan of Sandler and you know what you're in for,
Yeah.
you'll like it.
Yeah, for sure. And to be clear, I didn't choose this one because it's my favorite special.
No. Nor should we.
It was random,
Yeah.
and I just figured for our first attempt at a podcast,
Yeah.
a Sandler one would be good. So, what was your first impression? You'd seen it before.
No.
Oh, you had never watched it?
No.
Okay, so what was your first impression of it?
I didn't understand why it was made to be like a movie. It's this fake setup.
The intro
part where he's borrowing a hoodie from some guy and then the monitors don't work. And it's and even the look of it was very cinematic, which I liked, but to me, I'm I guess that's just a new evolution of stand-up where now, so many people are just doing specials. You want to differentiate yourself
It is
a little
different.
bit.
It's not,
Yeah.
and it's so music heavy that it's not.
Yeah.
It's not once I started I had seen it before, but then once I started watching it, I was sort of maybe this isn't a good one to choose because it's so not a regular.
That's right. It's almost
special.
it's like a variety show almost,
Yeah, it
right?
is, it is, yeah.
And again, I didn't understand. They do all these the monitors don't work and the stadium is falling apart and there's just a random dog it was just so weird. I didn't get why they felt the need to do that.
So you think that's all set up?
Yeah, of course. It's Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
Do you
okay.
think if they thought that they knew Adam Sandler was going to shoot a special, you think they wouldn't have been on their fucking shit?
Yeah.
No, it was.
Yeah.
And I didn't. And
That's true.
the fucking Happy Gilmore guy was on the God mic, going back and forth. Oh, we're working on the monitors. No, of course it was all set up.
Yeah. See, I'm dumb enough to buy it. Yeah.
Prove me wrong. I don't know, but like,
I think some of it maybe.
I mean, what, the monitors magically started working at the last song when they had to bring up all the video and the footage,
the
and all
the TV monitors. Yeah, that was like, well, but okay, but this was my thought, is that even if it was planned, all planned, which it probably was, it's kind of brilliant because I bought it and the people in the room probably bought it.
Yeah.
And I've heard people talk about how, you know, in stand-up, you want to build suspense.
Yeah.
And what was the other thing I was thinking of? It's a trick. Like I think I've heard Joe Rogan say this, is that it's almost, stand-up is like a trick. You're almost tricking people into thinking that everything you're saying is off the cuff.
For sure.
Even though you've been practicing it for a year.
Yeah.
And I feel like that all that stuff was sort of to create that.
Yeah. I know, but that's why I didn't get it, because it's like, you're Adam Sandler. Like, what? I just don't understand when like rich people pretend to have poor people problems.
Right.
I'm just like, what are you doing? You could have just, like, okay, so maybe this gets back to a bigger theme of mine, a bigger belief that I have that'll probably surface a lot in this throughout the course of what we do here, which is that one of the hardest things I've ever done, one of the hardest things any comedian I think can ever do, is sit down and write good jokes. It's fucking really hard. And I see people take any little route, any little diversion to get out of that and to kind of just like make it look like you're doing comedy, but it's something else really. And it's not it is a judgment, but I'm just talking very generally here.
I kind of feel that way about crowd work, to be honest.
Well, sure. I mean, that's just another way. Yeah. And, you know, crowd work's its own thing.
Yeah.
You know, certainly there's skill levels and people who do it well and people who don't do it well.
For sure.
But
I'm just I should clarify. I'm a bigger fan of, like you said, the written. I want to know what you sat down and wrote in your note. And like, and that was one thing I noticed about this special too, and maybe Adam Sandler's comedy in general. It's definitely would you say most stand-up comedians lean towards observational humor? You know, it's like you always hear like, there's always like that, do you ever notice, or whatever, or I was doing this and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's different styles.
Yeah.
You know.
But I would give him credit for having an original, like, maybe not original, but like a different path. Like his jokes are really silly.
Yeah, very silly.
They're not like he's personifying a balloon. Did that make you laugh? That didn't make you laugh?
By that time, I was just like...
You were angry.
Yeah, well, no, not angry, but just like, we're going to do a 5-minute bit about eating out a balloon. I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
I loved it.
It's not bad. You're right. It's his own style.
Well, because who else can you think of anyone who's personified an object like that and had like 5 minutes about a sexual encounter with it?
No.
I thought it was great, but like I said, I think I'm just dumb enough to like.
No, I don't think it's a matter of intelligence. I just think that, like I said, that's look. Stand up for. Here's the thing too. Adam Sandler is so rich and so famous.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do stand-up.
No.
He doesn't have to do anything. He's got nothing to prove. Mm-hmm. So for him to even enter into the arena of doing a special and stuff, I gotta respect a ton because it can be a brutal grind, and to do it when you don't have to is like, why? Why would you bother? So just getting in there is awesome, and I do think but I thought his first special really was like, since he hadn't done one before, and then comedy became so popular, and then he entered into it after that, I felt like he knew all the eyes were going to be on him. Like, oh, does this guy really have what it takes to hang in today's stand-up world? Well, and he really brought the heat. And I felt like this one was a bit of a fall off.
Yeah. And like, imagine trying to work shit out as Adam Sandler.
Yeah, because
How do you even do that?
everybody just loves what you're gonna say. You gotta.
And even if it was a secret and you were like,
Yeah.
say he came to Ottawa and like tried to pop into
Yeah.
Absolute, word would get out and there would be a lineup down
Yeah.
the street and it would be mayhem.
Yeah, and everyone would just be blowing them, and then you can't judge
Yeah,
if a
exactly.
joke's
No
good
one's
or
gonna
not.
tell you. Yeah, no one's gonna give them notes.
Well, that's just it. So that's what I'm saying. Like, it's, for me to, judge Adam that way, I don't know what it's like to have $1 billion and a string of. It's
Gotta be tough.
Yeah, right.
It's gotta be tough.
Well, it's gonna be tough to enter into doing stand up again. So
You know what?
I respect that.
Creatively, it might be.
Yeah.
Like I think about people. Like I listen to a ton of comedy podcasts, and most of them are people who have been successful enough to where comedy is all they do,
Yeah.
or maybe they're actors as well, or whatever. But they're not. They're not going to the post office or the construction site.
Yeah.
And I often think about like how that might be like, okay, we're in the middle of Christmas holidays right now. I haven't been to work in almost 2 weeks. And like, I kind of feel like I'm losing my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Like just too much time around the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then creatively, I almost feel like it's better to go and have to do something difficult for a while.
I totally believe that.
Yeah,
Yeah. You need to counterbalance it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had, extended whatever, it might be a holiday or you're injured from work, you got to take time off, and then you're like, oh,
Yeah.
finally, I'll do all this writing and I'll be so creative. And then you're like, the well runs dry in like 36 hours. And then you're like, fuck, I got nothing to draw from.
Exactly. And it's funny though, because you can't wait to get that time off work.
Yeah.
And then you get it and you're like,
I know.
oh shit, when do I go back?
Oh, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, totally agree. So, again, got to give respect to the Sandman for just entering into it, but I felt like it's maybe I just didn't get it. Can someone explain it to me? Leave it in the comments. Why did he have to fake all these problems to make, like...
Yeah.
Like, to me, if you're just faking problems, it's like... I don't know.
So
I don't get it.
Well, I think maybe, like you said earlier, it seemed more like a movie
Yeah.
than a special.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is kind of what he does. He's definitely more of a filmmaker than a...
For sure.
Right?
Yep.
So, yeah, he is. So, again, probably not a great one to start the podcast with because it's not like wouldn't even... Like, it is stand-up. It's still stand-up.
Yeah.
But it's mixed with other things. But that also made me think, like, how come more people aren't doing other things with stand-up? You know what I mean? Like, this is like a music stand-up sort of hybrid, and then obviously there's like production into it. And and that song that he closes with, I think, was amazing. Like, I will give it to it. Like, again, I'm a big fan, but like he like almost in tears at the.
I teared up too, but my thing again is
what's
like,
it called? Bring back the comedy, or here comes the comedy.
Here comes the comedy, but it's
Yeah.
like, to me, like you do like a 4-minute song about how awesome comedy is, but the irony is like I didn't laugh once. Again, getting back to
No.
that point, like the hardest thing to do
that
is
was
just
like a love song.
write a good joke. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but he closes comedy special with it. I'm like,
Right.
well, wouldn't a better
It's-
way to close a comedy special be
laugh.
to
Yeah.
write a joke?
Yeah. So I think that's what it comes down to, is that it's not even really a stand-up special.
He's got jokes. I thought he came out with 3 good jokes right off the top. Those were probably his best. And he had a couple sprinkled throughout. But a lot of it just, devolved into these like weird fucking, he's having these like long interactions with inanimate objects, doing
Yeah.
silly voices. I'm just like, okay, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, like one of them, like the guy at the airport with the genie, and do you remember that one?
I do.
Like I could watch him talk about it, and his set. It's funny. What I noticed is that when he does his songs, it's always like a long setup, and then it's like the punchline hits, and that's the end of the song.
Right.
And it's like, and some of them are great, fantastic. And then I found the jokes where he's just talking. It's almost like this. It's like a long, silly setup that has you kind of just like laughing because of how silly it is.
Yeah.
And then the punchline is kind of whatever. Like he doesn't really.
They weren't that great, yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You know what else that brings to mind is that he used the F word a lot, which I thought was lazy. Not that I think you should or shouldn't say it. It's all stylistic and whatever, but I thought that it was kind of like a gap filler almost for him, or just like a crutch almost. You know, like, again, a lot of his stuff is goofy and silly, and like it would work, I think, better if he didn't, every other word wasn't fuck.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something, I listened to Seinfeld talk recently on a pod. Anyway, he was talking about when he wrote, you watched the show Seinfeld? Mm-hmm. So you know the show where they do Master of Your Domain, right? Classic, who can not masturbate the longest? When they were doing that, I guess Larry David went to NBC and to try to ask to use the word masturbate on primetime television. And they granted him, license to do that. So he comes back, he tells Jerry, great news, we can say masturbate for this episode. And Jerry says...
Jerry didn't want to do it.
He's like, okay, but I think that it's funnier if we don't, because we're comedians, we're supposed to be good with words, and getting across the same meaning without explicitly saying it is funnier. Yeah. Hence the phrase master of your domain, which you could just go anywhere and say that, and any Seinfeld fan's just going to pick up on it right away. Know. It's become part of the culture.
True.
And that wouldn't have happened if they would have said masturbate.
It's not abrasive.
It's just funny, you know?
But yeah, and I do find that, like dinky is funnier than penis.
For sure.
You know, saying freak or frick or whatever is funnier than the F word.
Yeah.
For sure. But I did find, actually, I made a note of it, was that I did find that he, for whatever reason, maybe because I grew up watching him, probably that's why, he's able to say certain things and like be kind of dark and disgusting without, like, it doesn't bother me when he does it.
Yeah.
You know, like back to that airport joke with the genie or whatever. It's pretty gross at the end. Yeah, I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, I wasn't like gross. Like, there's a ton of other stand-ups where if they would have said that, it would have been like, that's yucky.
I think that's part of his charm, is that it's all so grounded in silliness and ultimately love, like it always feels like he's coming from a place of love, even if he's like shouting or swearing or whatever. Yeah. And you can see that in that last song. I mean, that was a love song, and I mean the special is called Love You. Yeah. Right? So I think
for sure
having that amount of love in it allows you to take certain liberties. It's almost like we did a cover of John Prine's song, and so we're talking about John Prine. If you don't know, he's like an old folksy kind of country singer, but a lot of his stuff was goofy and silly, to the point where a lot of country artists didn't even consider him country because he was like outside the norm and just was goofy. But when he actually says something, it is like he can say super dark stuff and super real stuff that I don't think your average country person can say. They all try to do it and write the sad, my dog left me, my wife, whatever. But it's all kind of like played out. Whereas when he talks about like, I forget the song, but it's about growing old and nobody even looks you in the eye anymore. You're like, God damn, that's like a dagger in the heart. But I don't think you can say that unless you've got the goofy stuff to balance it out. And I think Sandler's kind of like that too, where it's so silly and so goofy that he gets to do that real love song at the end that makes you tear up, or he can say stuff and it's just a counterbalance. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think, like, I didn't realize this until recently, when my 12-year-old daughter started watching his movies. She watched Happy Gilmore at a friend's house, and I couldn't have been more happy because I was like, sweet, now I get to watch Adam Sandler movies with my daughter. But I realized, I'd never thought of it before, but I realized that like he makes family movies. They're basically family movies. Like you wouldn't watch them with like a 5-year-old.
Big Daddy for sure.
Yeah, they all kind of end with like a pretty positive message.
Yeah.
Like,
you're right. He is wholesome,
he's
even though
a
he's
wholesome guy who, with like, you know, kind of like a bit, you know, rough around the edges because he does swear and like he always has like an anger.
Yeah.
Probably, you know, he's always like screaming.
Yeah.
Whatever. And, but yeah, when it comes down to it, I think that's who he is. And he's obviously honest to who he is in his movies and his stand-up or whatever, or else people wouldn't, it wouldn't resonate.
No, for sure. It's a cool thing. In an age where most people are trying to be edgy and, you know, it's just kind of played out. It's just to have that approach where it's like, no, this is just grounded in love. It's cool.
Yeah.
I give it credit. You know what else I didn't like? His outfit. I didn't like his outfit.
Well, he never is well dressed.
But it was like I'm not a fucking fashionista, but it's like a purple Hawaiian stripy thing with brown sweatpants.
Oh, yeah.
And a fucking hoodie that's 8 times too big. You know, what are you doing?
Yeah.
I was literally watching, being like, I don't like looking at you right now. It sucks.
It's hard on the eyes.
Which shouldn't matter, but it does. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. And then, like, the set was pretty good. I don't know what the venue was, do you?
No, I don't.
But yeah, but that's like his thing, right? But it's almost to a point where it's like, is he the ultimate hipster? You know, because you know how hipsters dress.
Yeah.
The whole thing, isn't it, is like they want to look like they don't care.
Exactly.
But
Right.
but really, they spent an hour in the mirror making sure their hair looked like they just woke up.
Yeah. And that was the
I
thing.
don't know. Like, obviously he doesn't care enough. Like, no other celebrity. Like, I can't think of another celebrity at that level who's going out in sweatpants and.
But none of that. Like, he did a bit specifically in the intro of the special about how he lost his sweater, or he got coffee on it, so we had to borrow somebody else's sweater.
Yeah.
It made the whole big
And
deal
it was
about it.
the dude from, like. Yeah, anyways, I don't even know who that guy was. The big jacked black guy.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him.
Yeah.
But I didn't understand why the trouble to go through all that just so that I could be like I could be not thrilled to look at you for the whole. Like, where's the payoff? I don't get it. It wasn't funny.
Yeah, no.
None of it was funny, and it was visually unappealing. Why do it?
I think it was just like. I think he was just trying to double down on like
spontaneity.
This is how much I don't care about my out. Yeah,
but it's just clearly fake. So I'm like, clearly you do, because you're going through all this trouble when you know, not like being spontaneous would have just been going with a standard stand-up fucking outfit, special outfit. Like,
that would be interesting.
That would be so much less work than everything you had to prove that you don't care.
That would be a cool idea, actually. Somebody of that like level of stardom. Well, he's like. Just any level of stardom, and just doing like a special at a small club and not telling anyone, like, you know what I mean? Putting the word out like an hour before, and just like working with whatever staff is available and like having real like that would be an interesting special.
That's maybe. Not bad. Yeah, that's not bad because I like the concept of what he was going for.
But you saw through it.
Yeah.
Whereas I bought into it.
Maybe I'm an idiot. Let me know if I'm an idiot in the comments.
I think this is the difference between a tenured comic and a guy who just started.
But I don't know if it's about stand-up necessarily. It's just like...
Well, it's... intuition or whatever.
No, I think it's just like... Okay, again, like the God mic thing. That, to me, was the clear giveaway. It's like the guy from your Happy Gilmore film is on the God mic. Well, it was the guy, you know, the guy who, I think it was Shooter McGavin.
Oh, was it?
I think that was the guy on the God mic.
Really?
And then it was like, they had this fake thing about like, well, this guy's an ass, he didn't even apologize for screwing me over.
See, when he kept going on about him not apologizing and stuff, is when I sort of realized, okay, this is obviously, he wouldn't, because if that was real world, he wouldn't know that guy.
Exactly.
Right?
That's exactly right.
So they wouldn't be talking to each other that way.
Why would Shooter McGavin be in charge of the technical aspects of a fucking comedy special?
But do you think it's probably based off of things that happened in the past?
Well, of course. Yeah. Of course. The fake fight too, sorry. The fake fight in the audience, I'm like,
You think that was fake too?
Yeah, like what? How would they be mic'd if it was
Were they mic'd?
real? Well, you could hear them.
You could hear them.
Clearly.
Interesting.
And I just didn't feel like it added to anything. Like, to me, if you want to, like, just, go, like you're saying, go to a comedy club. Go to a little 170-seater.
Yeah.
That shit's going to happen. You won't have to
Yeah.
fake it. Like, I just didn't understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
What else? So I think there was a total of 13 songs, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13 songs. So, like, almost more songs than jokes.
I would say yes,
Like,
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Great. He's got the joke about a friend telling him that he was eating grapes, and his friend has told him that
was a good joke.
had changed. I thought it was pretty good.
I like that joke.
Yeah. The guy, because there was a guy feeding him grapes, so he's aware of his.
Yeah, a lot of it was
Status.
poking at his celebrity status.
Well, and even the coffee thing, like this isn't stevia, it's Splenda or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, even setting yourself up as the type of person who would be like, because like if it was me, I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's not stevia, it's Splenda, but I'm gonna drink it anyways because. But he's kind of like, so that's maybe something that's happened before too.
Yeah, for sure.
But then he's sort of giving that away about himself, if that's genuine, that he would be like, no, this. But I guess, I don't know, at that level of stardom, if someone gets you the wrong coffee,
Well, on the night of your special, you want to be drinking what you ordered.
you want your,
Right.
yeah,
But then why would you leave Shooter McGavin in charge of the coffee?
yeah.
He's a fucking actor, not
Has
a coffee guy.
anyone else ever drank coffee during a stand-up special? That's not a normal thing.
Definitely not.
Usually it's water or beer.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, look, I like it, but it's just, again, to me, like, I like jokes in a club, and that really wasn't what this was. But I
No.
appreciate what it was.
Yeah.
It was just the Sandman being the Sandman.
Yeah, yeah.
But so goofy. Like, again, I thought the first three jokes were good, and then it just got so abstract and just, like, way over the top silly for me to really care anymore.
It's interesting to me though that like the joke about the 1 foot tall guy that wants to kill
Yeah.
him, Charlie Mungo.
Yes.
And he's getting death threats from him.
Yeah.
And then I think the punchline is about something about him shooting them in the foot or something, or
Yeah, I'm gonna wear steel toe boots or something.
yeah. So, like, what's interesting to me about it's silly. It's not hilarious, but it's silly. It's funny. But what's interesting about it to me is like how do you even it's a bit of a glimpse into how his brain works, maybe, because it's like how do you even or the balloon thing again? Like, how do you? Where does that?
I can't take the
You know
balloon.
what I mean?
I can't get over the balloons thing.
You hated the balloon part. It's my favorite bit, and you hated it the most.
I just don't understand.
Vagaloon didn't make you smile.
No.
Heliqueefy.
No, I'll tell you what joke I love. It was on his first special, and to me, it's the perfect Sandler joke, and it was so impressive. It was the one where he said, I was taking dick pics, and then I was looking at all these dick pics, and I noticed in the background of one of these dick pics there was a ghost, like clear as day, no question about it, a fucking ghost in my picture in my house. But then I didn't tell anybody about it because I didn't like the way my dick looked.
That is good.
Like, to me, that is the best thing he's ever written.
Yeah.
And it's such that I don't care who you are. That's a terrific joke. Mm-hmm. And that's what I wanted more of.
Yeah.
But instead I got eating out of a balloon.
Well, because I think like sort of like what you were saying earlier, like for him to go out and do these, he's throwing stuff together.
Yeah.
And he's probably, I think writing silly songs is like up there. Like if his number one thing is making movies, with like Drew Barrymore and Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah.
His number two thing, I think, would be writing silly songs.
Yeah.
And he's good at it.
Yes, he is.
And maybe like no one really talks about his musicianship. He's actually quite good.
Quite good.
Like you
Very
see him
good.
like that funk tune where he's playing
sure.
bass.
Yep.
And pretty solid on guitar.
Yep.
And a pretty good singer. too,
Incredible
actually.
singer.
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And like, you know, how many people, like I played I Want to Grow Old with You at my friend's wedding.
Nice.
You know? And like, that's a great song.
It's a very good song.
The one song that really stood out to me was the one where he's just talking about kind of going through like the mundane things of life, like regular things, you know, wake up and then he's like, pretty good day, pretty good life. I am clinically depressed. I really liked that.
It was good. It was good.
I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Look, he doesn't have to do any of this. He doesn't have to
And
prove
that-
anything.
no,
so
and
I
that's
think
the thing.
we should be happy that we get anything, really.
And no, but I understand. I like your I like where you're coming from on it, because I was kind of hoping for this, because it wouldn't be interesting if we were both just talking about how great it was.
Yeah.
And but I think that's what it is too. Like, I think if you're going to enjoy a stand-up special from Adam Sandler, you're just accepting it for what it is, because these aren't
Exactly.
these aren't jokes that he's been working out at small clubs for a year, and then, you know, these are just silly songs that he has mixed in with some silly jokes.
Very silly.
And everyone loves it because he's Adam Sandler.
And you know, even the title almost speaks to that, I think. Look, certified fresh. What does that mean? That means that's a term from Rotten Tomatoes,
Oh, okay.
right? The critic website.
Yep.
Certified fresh is what you
Is
get
it certified fresh, or is it 100% fresh?
Oh, maybe one of the, yeah.
Well, it's something.
Something.
Something
But
fresh.
either way, that's saying like a consensus of critics decided that this is worth watching.
Right.
Whereas Love You, it's kind of like put your expectations down, because I'm just trying to express a feeling. I'm not trying to make something that's gonna fucking change the world.
And I think, and that 2018 special was like a way bigger production, right?
Yeah.
Like it was like big stage, big.
Yep.
Like it looked like an arena.
Yep.
And maybe that's why they went to such great lengths to make it seem spontaneous and stuff, is because it was a smaller
Yeah. It was
thing
intimate.
with less had gone into it.
I liked the setup. Like it, even though it was presumably an arena or a theater, it felt very intimate.
For Love You, or for the first
Love
one?
You, for
Yeah.
Love You, yeah.
No, yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, for Adam Sandler, you would expect a million people, right?
Yes.
But
What did you think about the guy he centered out and then made fun of him for?
for the
flying a drone
guy with the
over.
drone,
Yeah,
I thought it was funny.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
Do you think that guy like is like?
So do you think
what
that
an
was said? Do you
asshole.
think that guy knew?
No, I
that
think that guy was
that
real.
was real.
I
Yeah,
think so.
you could tell by the guy's face. He did look like a pretty shy
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is what made it so great.
And you know, Adam, it's the first time I've ever seen a comedian ask for consent, basically, to crowd work a guy, which I thought was cool in a way.
Yeah.
Because we have so many like edgy comedians now trying to like just like rip on people in the audience. And, and that's fine, but I think it just gets overdone, and I think that people aren't as skilled as they think they are, and then people walk away going like, well, this guy just insulted me for paying to go see him. Like, why would I go back? That's
I don't
silly.
love it, because, like, you know, a lot of the open mics and stuff that we go to, a lot of the times it's mostly comics, and you might have one table of, you know, just regular people, and then somebody lays into them.
Yeah.
And then it's like, and then they end up leaving 10 minutes later. So it's like,
yeah, that's just it. I mean, Adam laid into when he asked for like, "Hey, buddy, you good to be a part of this?" I was like, "Oh, this will be a nice, wholesome exchange." And then he actually like fucking laid into it, which I was. happy about. The kid looked very uncomfortable.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, we had a spotlight on him.
Yeah,
too.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. He had that whole bit about the dictionary, the guy who wrote the dictionary, and his brother and his mom
Yeah.
let him.
I wasn't thrilled with that one.
No, and that's sort of a common thing. Like I feel like a lot of comedians. I even have a bit about
Yes.
different words.
Yes.
It's might be low hanging fruit a little bit.
Yep.
But sometimes you gotta grab that low hanging fruit. I know Carling probably did the best one. You've seen Carling's the English language, and he's got the flip cards, and he's like going through. It's a similar thing. It's not.
I'm sure I've seen it at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very natural way to go, I think, when you're...
It's super relatable because everybody who speaks and reads English has looked at those words and been like, "What?
Exactly.
Why?" You know.
Yeah.
So
You know what I really liked? I thought maybe it was the best part of the special? His horse sounds.
his horse sound.
Yeah.
Oh, was that part of a song?
Yeah, it was like this Western song.
Oh yeah.
And it kept going like...
Yeah.
That guy can make a horse sound like really well. That's like impressive.
And there's something to be said for the amount of crowd participation too. The other song where he's having he's having everybody howl. Like
That
walls
was fun. That was fun.
And that's something that comics don't do a ton of. Is like I feel like there's a lot of unexplored territory there. Like, and I'll give you an example, but I just feel like it's mostly just a guy standing there telling jokes, which, you know, if you're a fan of, you want to hear those jokes, that's great. But like, there's so much more you can do. And when you see something like that, like this special from Adam Sandler, another example that comes to mind is Tig Notaro. You ever watch any Tig Notaro specials? Mm-hmm. Watched one with my wife years ago, like years before I even thought about doing stand-up. And she does this whole thing at the end of the set where she tells the audience that she has the band Four Non-Blondes and that they're going to come out and perform.
Yeah.
But every time she introduces them, she goes to the side of the stage and nobody comes out. And she stretches it out for like, it feels like 10 minutes, and you're just and even at home, like, you know, live it would have been incredible because even at home it translated because you're sitting there and you don't even, because you're like, is she messing with us? Is the band there at all? Is there some type of technical? And to be honest, I can't even remember if the band actually comes out or not because the bit was so amazing. The level at what she was messing with everybody was so awesome.
I do remember that. I think ultimately they did come
out.
They were there. It took like 10 tries or something.
Like incredible. I love that.
Yeah.
Like and just messing with people, this isn't something you could do in a special really. Well, you could. She talks about how she likes to go to parties and tell everyone that she's looking for her dog or something.
Yeah.
The dog, there's no dog. You get the whole party looking for this animal. Anyways, I think, 9 out of 10 specials on Netflix or whatever, it's a guy talking into a microphone.
Yep.
And that's the art form. Yep. And that's amazing. And I love it. You know what I mean? I love the whole, everything about it. The writing process, working shit out. But it is cool to see and to sort of think about other things that you could do in that world, you know?
Yeah, and that's where you give credit to Adam, right? I mean, it's, even if it was, as my theory goes, all an act to make it look like a movie about a stand-up special in some weird way, I'll give him this. I don't remember seeing anything like that before. Like, he's kind of, I think, paving his own course here, which is original, which is prop worthy.
Yep.
I don't think it worked for me, but I give credit because I don't think that's really been done yet. You know?
Yep.
But at points I felt like, you ever see a stand-up portrayed in a movie and you're like, I get it, but there's so many things wrong with this. Like, it just doesn't feel right. That's what I felt watching.
Like, do you have an example of?
Not really, but like most of the times when I see like a comedian on stage in a movie, it just doesn't feel organic. It feels very scripted, and it feels there's just something that they never get right. And maybe it's just that degree of spontaneity, which is so integral to the art form, right?
Because you can't fake it, right?
You can't, and this is why, like, I think people write comedians off when they say things like, you got to come to a live show. Like, I know it's fun to watch a special in your underwear on your couch, but you can't replicate the live experience. No. And I think a lot of people say that they're just trying to sell tickets, they're trying to job security, whatever.
No.
But there really is something about the live experience that you can't recreate accurately through film, right?
And you're surrounded by people laughing.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're gonna, like, there's a good, like, even you know, amateur stuff in Ottawa, whatever, you know, every once in a while you get like a pretty solid lineup with a good host, and it's like a pretty solid show, and everyone has a good time, and you leave like you just feel good, you know, because you've just been in a room full of people laughing.
The energy is just, it's contagious. And
Absolutely.
You can't help but get swallowed up by it, which, again, is tough to do from your couch. You know, it's
and I think if you're trying to portray it in a movie, you know, obviously it's scripted. There's going to be 12 cameras around you.
Yeah.
The audience is going to be probably,
well, they're actors, right?
extras and whatever, who, you know. So even the laughter is going to be
100%. Yeah. You know, you always get in a real show, you get one person with an insane laugh, and then that becomes, then other people laugh at that person laughing, and then it's like this whole energy just builds on its own. But I don't see that very often in movies and stuff.
What's the best movie that portrays stand-up comedy?
I don't know. I don't really.
Have you watched any?
I don't really
Any come to mind?
think about that or care.
There's a new one that's in theaters right now with Will Arnett, I think.
Haven't heard about it.
Where he plays a stand-up guy.
I know other people have commented on this, and there's like a consensus around one or two maybe, but I don't know. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I don't really want it to be like, if you want the real experience, go to the comedy club.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I kind of don't want Hollywood to leach into that world.
There's an old movie about Lenny Bruce. I think it's just called Lenny.
Yeah.
But he plays himself, and it's a good watch.
So I guess to make it accurate, there would be no laughter at the Lenny Bruce show.
I know he's one of those guys that's like revered. Is that the word?
Yeah.
Revered.
Yep.
He's revered, and but yeah, I kind of know it. It seems like more like political commentary.
He's
than
doing speeches about your rights.
Which I hate when people do that.
It's tough.
See, okay, this is back to Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Thank you for just being silly.
Silly and goofy, 100%.
And not getting into social commentary and, you know.
Sure. Yeah.
Because I hate that. It's like, I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, agreed.
Like, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know about your politics or your opinions on this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's going to change the way I feel about your silly jokes.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't, but I'm human, like everyone, and I have my own bias, and everybody does.
Yeah.
So it's like, just, I don't know, man. And the thing is, you go into that stuff, and like, in the Western world, and probably everywhere, we're divided. Everybody seems to be on one side or the other about most things. And this is one thing I don't get about comedy in general, is like, when people go into that stuff, you're losing half the audience instantly.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I think you can do it, but
it can be done.
But the funny's always got to come first. And I think as soon as, I can only speak from my experience, if I'm writing and I really want to make a point, that's when shit goes all wrong.
Right.
Right? Because my priorities are backwards. if I write a joke that happens to convey a perspective that I may or may not actually believe in real life, and that comes through in a joke, great.
Yeah.
But the goal is to be funny. And if it's not,
Right.
then I swear to like, you can feel it. The audience smells it.
They pull back.
It sucks. It's not comedy. Then you're doing like politics or commentary or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it all kind of blends, but the funny's got to be, it's got to be funnier than it is.
That's got to be the priority, right?
Yeah.
Like that's,
Yeah.
and because I feel like a lot of comics who get to that level, they end up doing social commentary, and it's like, man, where's the punchlines? Give me that silly stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and that's where you come back and to the song that Adam does at the end, and it's like, you know, it talks about how, oh, you had a bad day, or you got fired, or this has been rough. Well, you know, whatever. Come, you know, let's bury ourselves in comedy, right?
Yeah.
Say like, it's not the Save Me comedy. I forget how he actually says it. But it's
Here
like,
comes the comedy.
Here comes the comedy. Let's do the comedy.
Yeah.
And that's a really great message.
I think so.
Again, I think a better message for me would have been writing a joke, but
Yeah.
I like what he's saying, because it's like everybody's trying to be serious. Everybody's trying to convert you to their little cult.
Lighten up.
Lighten up,
Like
and
maybe, you know, maybe detach from the 24-hour news cycle
yeah.
and just watch something silly.
Yeah, and it does have a healing power and a power to get you through hard
sure.
times in life, right? Like you don't. The answer isn't always to like start a rally,
Right.
you know. And again, I think you can express your opinions and your views
Yep.
all you want, as long as when you're doing it in the context of stand-up comedy, it's funny first.
gotta be funny.
Otherwise, it's not really comedy. Like
Yeah.
it's just something else, and that's fine.
You're just making a statement.
You're just making statements. Yeah.
You're announcing to everyone who feels the same way as you do that you also feel that way.
But again, I think it goes back to what I'm saying. Like, the hardest thing to do is just write a good joke. And I think that's a really easy way to get around that, is to, you know, corral people into your little ideological viewpoint or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you can get that sense of attachment, that sense of community, that sense of support without being funny.
Well, and I think, like we were talking about before, like when you have a certain level of success and you no longer have to go and, you know, whatever, work in a kitchen or do whatever to pay your bills, I think it gets more difficult to mine that type of silly material, because I feel like a lot, like how many, I don't know, I'm spitballing now, but how many comics who have like a series of great specials or whatever, their first and second are the best ones?
Yep. Yeah, no, I think it's a problem with comedians specifically because, again, as soon as you don't have to do it, why would you? It's like fighting, like being a professional fighter. You fight because, you know, you want to earn money and you want to, like, you know, whatever, get famous, I guess, for some people. But once you achieve that, like, why would you go get punched in the face anymore?
Right.
Like, go relax on a beach, bro. You did your time.
Yeah.
Like, chill. You won.
Yeah.
And I feel the same way about stand-up.
Although, did you watch Ricky Gervais' new special?
No.
I thought,
I like Ricky.
I'm not a huge fan.
Yeah.
I'm kind of whatever. Like his was it the Oscars that he did for like 5 years in a row? Like that amazing.
Yeah.
But I gotta say, I watched the whole special. He made me laugh, and it didn't seem like an hour.
Awesome.
Which for me is the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When
for
you're
sure.
like when you're pausing it to see where the red line is, that's a bad sign.
Yeah, for sure.
But when it's over and you're like, wow, that was an hour.
Yeah.
You know, so it is possible, but I do feel like a lot of comics that end up going into that social commentary land, it's like they've done a handful of specials where they've pulled from sort of their regular life. Now they've been successful for a while,
Yep.
And it's like now they want to talk about Israel or whatever.
Well, and it's probably just harder to relate to the common folk when you're
for sure.
when you're rich. Which again, I don't know if there's any solution to that. I think inherently stand-up is maybe just like more like a common person's art form where, because you're right, it's happened time and time again where people get so successful they become wealthy, and it just doesn't hit the same.
No.
And I don't blame them
because it's not relatable, right?
No.
Maybe instead of, and the theme seems to be for those types of people to try and find material that the regular people will relate with.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see someone to just go full on like, I'm a rich asshole.
Yeah. Steve Martin's really good at that.
Okay.
Ellen DeGeneres did
that's
that pretty
right.
well too.
Yeah.
Like, they tell me I'm not relatable. Like, and then did a joke about like her solarium or some fucking shit.
I remember the bathroom, the shuffling on the towel or whatever. Anyways, I love Ellen's stand-up.
Yeah. I had a point. What was
Sorry.
my point? No worries.
Being relatable? Or being a rich asshole?
Yeah, relatability. That's why it kind of bothered me that Adam did all this rigmarole to make it look like he's got these problems. It's like, kind of fuck you, man. Like, we have real problems. I don't want to watch your fake problems.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, he's not belly aching. He's not saying that he's got like serious
But
problems.
he calls his tech guy like fucking didn't even apologize, fucking asshole piece of shit.
Yeah.
All right, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, Adam Sandler's really gonna have that fucking problem. I just didn't get it. Like, to me, it didn't add enough value to do it. I didn't get the payoff of it.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think that's just it. I think he likes to sort of mess with people in that way.
Yeah.
And that's just how he is. What did you think of Rob Schneider as Elvis?
Fuck, that guy can belt it out,
He
man.
can actually sing pretty well.
My God, I know.
And like perform.
He should have been doing that a long time ago.
Rob Schneider as Elvis is something I want more of.
Honestly.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. And then he runs into the crowd and sits on that guy's lap.
Yeah, which is, I liked that because Rob Schneider's, I think, become a bit of a punchline in and of himself, like especially in that crowd. Like, you had Sandler, fucking David Spade, Norm, like, those are heavy hitters. And then you got Schneider.
Yeah.
So it's cool to just see him just killing something in his own right. And like,
he's amazing.
You can't really critique him on that. It was a fucking stellar performance.
Yeah. The David Spade though, he was a punchline on one of his jokes. Oh,
yes, he was.
Something about driving. Driving west when that was actually pretty. That's speaking of relatable. You know, when you're driving straight west and the sun is setting and it's like nobody can see, and then he hits somebody and sushi goes flying and it was David Spade or whatever. Yeah. I do like, and that's something cool about Sandler too, is like how he has kept that core group of guys that he uses for everything.
For sure.
It's just like an endearing thing, right? Because who else has done that in Hollywood? Who else has a gang of people who are like, even if they're not the best actors or whatever, it's like if he's doing a movie, they're going to be in it.
I know, he seems so wholesome. I want to know like when he's really an asshole. Don't you ever wonder that? Like, because like all of his films have this like heart of gold character.
Yeah.
It comes through in his stand-up a lot.
But you know what? I've never heard, like in this day and age, I think you would have heard about it.
I think so too. But then it's like, do you have to be a bit of an asshole to preserve that level of wholesomeness? I kind of think you do in a way, right?
Yeah.
Because people will just suck at the life right out of you if you let them.
Yeah.
They'll just glom right on and destroy it. So I think at some level, he's got to be real kind of chippy on some things.
There's a certain, I think to be in any level of show business, there's there's like at least a small amount of narcissism, right? To think like
You got to be delusional. Eh?
I'm a little, yeah, and maybe that's a better way of saying it. Yeah, to think like I'm gonna get up in front of these people and entertain them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. I know a lot of people say like, you know, you didn't have a good relationship with your father or something. I had a great relationship with my father, and I still. So, I don't know what that is, but it's. But I just think someone's got to do it, right? Imagine a world where nobody did it.
Yeah.
Imagine a world with no Adam Sandler, with no musicians or comics or people who didn't have that urge to get up and entertain people. It'd be pretty boring.
Damn right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a good spot to end it?
Yeah.
I think we did it.
Right on.
Hell yeah. All right.
Sandman, check it out if you like Adam Sandler.
Love you, Adam Sandler.
Didn't love the special.
I liked it.
All right.
All right.